Thank you.
No problem. Here we go.
Okay. Good afternoon. We made it to Friday. The days and the weeks are flying by so quickly. Can you believe that next Friday is Christmas Eve? How can that be? I think it was just September, right? But I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to tune in and spend some time with me today. You are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I am the Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. I am here live every Friday from 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 103.9 LI News Radio. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. So if you have any questions on anything we discuss on the show, you can always check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions, so like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So like I said last week, how crazy everything is this time of year, and well, this week was no different. My husband did actually put up the Christmas lights on our house last weekend, and I did mention that, so that did happen, which was good. We got the Christmas tree on Sunday night. In the house, it's in the house, but it's not decorated yet, but that's going to be on the docket this weekend. The house is fully decorated, however. Personal Christmas cards, yeah, they're not done yet. Shopping, forget about it. I don't even know. The business holiday cards are not done either. I told you we become victims of the supply shortage with envelopes. I wanted to share with you the outcome of the conversation I had with said company that did not have the envelopes for the business holiday calendars. So I give them a call, and I felt like a Seinfeld episode. I'm like, well, why would you take an order for the calendars with the envelopes if you didn't have the envelopes? So they said they had the envelopes, but they run out of them very quickly, which again, I said, but when you sell calendars with envelopes, don't you kind of match them up in terms of prices? So we went back and forth. So then the woman said, well, what I can do for you is I can credit you for the envelopes. So I said, well, wouldn't that be the minimum of what you would do? Because when you get a product, you pay for it. So I didn't get the product. That's great, but that's not really going to make the bill. I said, I've been a customer for so long, many, many years, and I've never had a problem, but this is an issue. So then she says, okay, what I can do is I can get you the setup charge, the $19.95. I go, you know what? Again, saying I'm a good customer. So long story short, cut through the chase, she gave me 20% off. So now, of course, I have to be on a search for envelopes the size that I need, which is not an ordinary size. So I have to have a big shout out to a company called Jam Paper and Envelopes for saving the day. They had the size envelope we needed, we ordered, and believe it or not, we got it the next day. Now that is superior customer service. And let's not forget that we ordered birthday cards from a company. This is a totally different company. This just shows what's going on in the world right now. Ordered birthday cards from a company. We get a call from a guy in Tennessee saying he has our cards, and don't you know it, the next day we get his cards. So I guess the perk with that is that it was nice of him to give us a call. We switched the cards, sent it to each other, and then the company's going to send us new cards. So we're going to have double the cards and not have to buy them. So I guess we worked it out there, But I mean, this is what's happening in the world. So I just try to breathe and do meditation. Otherwise, I will choke people. But So basically, the year end is at the office is always off the charts, but it just seems a little bit crazier this year. Well, for one, the markets have been a bit manic over the past 6 weeks. The Federal Reserve had a meeting this week and indicated that they're going to speed up the end of bond buying, which has been giving liquidity to the marketplace. So that's been helping to keep everything propped up. In addition, they're looking to raise interest rates 3 times in the new year to ward off inflation, which again that's good. It's a good thing, but this is going to affect the markets. And we saw that it did affect the NASDAQ this week, I should say. It definitely took a licking and really lost a lot. So why does that happen? This happens because companies tend to borrow money for various reasons, whether it be new business acquisitions, equipment, and such. So when rates go up, it costs more money to borrow. So I think the bottom line is that we are starting to see the Biden economy start to take hold. Decisions he made in the short time he has been in office has been pretty much failures at this point. The people in charge, in my opinion, have no idea how business works because most of them spend their entire lives in government and the rules are so different. So as a business owner, you try to save money any way you can. The government spends money and then figures out how they will pay for it, which we know is usually by higher taxes, which comes out of our pockets. So one very interesting story that came out this week that I kind of got a chuckle. It was the story of the squabble between Elizabeth Warren and Elon Musk. So I don't know if you guys heard about this at all. But she said he is not paying his fair share of taxes. So like we haven't heard that numerous times. So let's talk about Elon Musk for a second. He employs about 110,000 people across all of his companies. So what does that mean? That means he allows people to have jobs to feed their families and benefit from his success. Not to mention, all those people pay taxes, Social Security, and Medicare. And being the owner, Elon, he has to match the Social Security and Medicare for all those employees. So that's a lot of money. And not to mention, he revolutionized transportation both on Earth through electric car maker Tesla and in space via rocket producer SpaceX. So I don't know if you're aware of it too. He is definitely part of the American dream. He grew up in South Africa, then moved to Canada at age 17. He landed in the US as a transfer student to the University of Pennsylvania. So let's move on to Elizabeth Warren. So what has Elizabeth Warren done? Well, she was a law professor at those, of course, very high-priced universities and derived her income from those universities from students that were paying high tuition. And then she derived her income from being a senator. So never has she provided anyone a job or created anything except division in the things that she says. And just to put it out there, and by the way, it is on the record that Elon Musk will be paying about $10 billion, and that's $10 billion in taxes in 2021. So I guess then we beg to ask, what is a fair share, and where is that money going to go? So what's interesting about it is that the good news is that the Build Back Better bill will not move forward this year with the Biden administration. Thank goodness. A big thanks to Senator Manchin and Senator Sinema for being level-headed and caring about the United States. It really seems like so many politicians dislike America or just have no clue what's going on. I'm not sure which one. Speaking of that, Biden's approval ratings are falling faster than Times Square ball drop on New Year's Eve. So that's a big issue right now. Kamala's approval ratings, or her numbers, are even lower than Biden's. So I guess this was what everybody wanted. I don't know. I mean, it just, the lack of leadership is proving to be very evident, and the view from the world stage is not so good either. I know many people blamed a lot of things on Trump, but all things that they said they would do better are not better. Biden pounded his chest saying that he would have COVID under control by July of 2021. That did not happen. They felt the hate was out of control under the Trump administration, but crime is out of control in many big cities, and hate crimes are still happening, and sadly, there are still school shootings or threats. So maybe, just maybe, it was not the administration, but something bigger. So I'm going to kind of pause there because we're going into the break right now. So you are listening to The Financial Chick, and this is The Financial Chick Show. And again, we're kind of going off a little bit today on the various things, but I'm going to wrap this bad boy up and tell you why I'm going through these things and how this is going to affect the market and affect you in 2022. So, what is going to be next in 2022? My next show or the show after that will kind of give you some lead in as to ways to protect yourself or things that you should consider doing. Just today alone, we had over 50 phone calls. And I'm not going to say they all were people concerned, but many of them were, because the market was just terrible today and has been for most of the week, the last couple of weeks. So I'm here to help you. If you need help, call the office at 631-758-8691. Again, this is The Financial Chick Show. We're running into commercial break, but please stay tuned. There's more information to come. How you doing? Are you tired?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts my ears so
What's that?
hurts my ears so bad.
That?
I got piercings.
Gotcha. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, The Financial Chick. The company is in Medford and it's Diversified Financial Solutions. And you can reach me at the office at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all those changes. So we were talking a little bit about the market and the administration and just a lot of things that are going on. I mean, Biden's approval ratings that are going down, and Kamala Harris's approval ratings that are even lower than that. And the lack of leadership. I mean, if I can count on one hand the calls that I get during the week of people just not confident, worried, just really worried about what the coming year is going to bring. And I don't know, I guess just all politicians lie. But, there's a lot of things that Biden had come out with and, promised, and unfortunately, things are not coming through the way that they should. So, and like I said, they blamed a lot on the former administration, the Trump administration, but, we still have crime that's out of control. Big cities, in the big cities, hate crimes are still happening, like the school shootings. I mean, unfortunately today, my daughter, actually across the country, there was threats of school shootings through TikTok, And we heard from our school district that everything was good, and she said that there was security all over the school, and this is just terrible things, and there's always this blame game, but there's Trump's not there to blame anymore. so we have to believe that maybe it wasn't the administration, that there's something much bigger that we need to take a look at. And it's just the constant stress and drama of everything that goes on in this world. And the people I talk to, a lot of people are very, very sad and very depressed and just feel in despair. So in the beginning I decided I don't like to talk about this stuff during the holiday season. We try to keep it uplifting, but I'm going to end off in a very uplifting way. But I decided to talk about it because like I said, so many people that I talk to, and the level of despair and the lack of confidence in our government, it's just off the charts, like we've never seen before. And to some, of course, trickle down is a bad word, but what is at the top will always affect all of us on the way down. So when you hear different things, the speak that, all right, we with the COVID and being vaccinated, masks, there's just not a good message, and we're not getting good information. And when you have people coming over the border that don't need to be vaccinated, but here in New York we have to wear a mask whether you're vaccinated or not. And again, it's a public health situation. I totally get it, and I totally agree that we all should take care of ourselves. But at the same time, we need to really just stop the drama of it all. I mean, the things we hear on the TV and on Facebook or wherever you get your information, it's just all negative stuff. And it needs to stop, and we need to stop fighting each other and work for the good of the country. We'll definitely get through this, but there will definitely be some bumps in the road. And we just have to navigate it. And that's something that I do to help my clients, is to help them navigate all of these crazy things that go on. So as a financial advisor, I not only do the investments and help them with insurance and just goal planning and everything like that, but it's really just sometimes helping people to talk about their situation and just make them feel better and know that there is hope. And sometimes just coming in and meeting with me, you'll realize that things might not be as bad as they seem. It was a very interesting article that I saw today. It was about how the media really, well, we know the fear tactics with everything else, with just with coronavirus and crime and just all of those different things. And they do that in the retirement scenario too. In retirement, they scare the bejesus out of people, saying that they're not going to make it, and it's really just looking for different alternatives. And what I find is a lot of people that I meet with, they don't realize the assets that they've accumulated, and they don't realize benefits that they have, because they kind of look at things piecemeal. But if you look at everything together as a whole, sometimes we can see that there is hope and there is things that you can do to make life just that much better. I'm going to kind of go off on a little tangent for a minute. It's been kind of a sad week, and again, I guess this stuff always seems a little bit more exaggerated when it's the holiday season, but it's always hard to hear about people passing away at any time of the year, but it just always seems to be more heartbreaking around the holidays. So I've heard of 3 people that have passed away this week. The first was a gentleman that worked at the CPA firm that I work with, and also my clients get referred to. The second was one of my clients' brothers, who was just 41 years old. So it's just devastating, leaving 2 children. But the last one was near and dear to my heart. He was a patriot who loved his country. He was born and grew up in Holland when Hitler was causing destruction in that area. He used to talk about seeing the tanks roll by and fantasize about going to America. He came to the U.S. as a teen and worked hard to live the American dream. He was the American dream. He was the epitome of that. He had 6 beautiful kids and a wonderful wife. He was always upbeat and happy, even when his health was not the best. His name was Lou Pollock. Sorry. And I'm going to miss him tremendously. He made a huge impact on my life and the lives of many people. He was a man of small stature, but his heart and his persona was huge. So rest in peace, my friend. Pull it together now. But so it's been a tough week. It's hard having people having people leave your life, especially somebody that just had such a big impact on so many people. And I'm sure a lot of my listeners just know him. He was very, very active in the community. He was a ward leader in our district, and he used to get signatures to get people in, and he was the president of the Republican Club, of the Medford Volta Republican Club. So he's going to be missed tremendously. But I know I've been all over, up, down, and all around, but let's leave this on a big high note. I want to tell you 6 quick stories, and it'll be interesting to kind of bring things back together, because we kind of get lost in ourselves, especially around the holidays. There's so much going on, and it's hard for us to recenter ourselves. So, number 1, once all villagers decided to pray for rain. On the day of prayer, all the people gathered, but only one boy came with an umbrella. That is what they call faith. When you throw babies in the air, they laugh because they know you will catch them. That is called trust. Every night we go to bed without any assurance of being alive the next morning, but still we set the alarms to wake up. That is hope. We plan big things for tomorrow in spite of zero knowledge of the future. That is confidence. We see the world suffering, but still we get married and have children. That is love. On an old man's shirt was written a sentence: I am not 80 years old. I am sweet 16 with 64 years of experience. That is attitude. So what we need to do is have happy days and live our lives like these 6 stories. So, like I said, it's been a whirlwind. The life is very, very interesting, and things are so busy, and it's just always a really hard time of year. I'm sorry, I'm very emotional today. But I hope you all enjoy the upcoming weekend. And of course, next week is go time. It's Christmas week. And it's going to be another super busy one. I mean, I know everybody's trying to get their last minute things in. And like I said, it's very indicative of the office, where people are trying to do their RMDs and give to charities, and maybe do some tax planning, converting Roth. So let's get it all in, and let's make it happen. And let's pray for 2022, that things are a little bit better. I saw something on, I think it was on Facebook or something, where people said, we're going to tread lightly. I'm not going to do this justice, but we're going to tread lightly. We're going to move into it. We're not going to touch anything. We're not going to have any big, like hopes. And we're just going to hope it, just believe that it's going to be good. So we're going to take it very gently and very, very softly. But anyway, so I hope you enjoy the weekend. Get out there, I guess, finish your shopping. That's what I'm going to be doing. And I will see you next week on Christmas Eve. So enjoy and stay well. And I look forward to being with you again next Friday. Thank you for showing up today. A rough show today. Hope you're all doing well. We'll talk soon.
Wow, you put it all out there today, didn't you?
Everything went out.
Wow.
Everything.